Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, based on wherever you're joining into this discussion from today. Before we go right ahead into the topic at hand, I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds so that, if we've got any more last minute signups, we can wait until they join in. All right. Well, I guess that should be all. Welcome once again to today's LinkedIn live event hosted by Creately. This is definitely going to be the first of many. So, please continue to watch this space as we bring out more interesting topics out to you. To introduce myself as your co host for today, I'm Lethonkie from the Creately sales team. And my role here is to basically connect your diagramming and collaboration requirements with our existing product and make sure that you get the best out of our platform. Mili?
Hey, Lethonkie, thank you. It's good to see a lot of people joining in as we start. Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing a good day. And I'm Mili here, and I manage partnerships here at Creately. Today, we'll dive into an extremely interesting area of retrospectives to find out how you can engagingly and use productive sessions with your team using a visual collaboration platform and a few best practices. This is the first time we are using LinkedIn Live. And before we get started, there's a bit of housekeeping things that we want to remind you. Please use the comment section to submit any questions you have. At the end of the session, we'll be taking up those questions and answering them. In today's event, we'll be covering why run retrospectives, busting a popular myth around retrospectives, and running retros with Creately, and some best practices for you to run with retros. And finally, we'll unveil the Creatly's unique plan dedicated for unlimited collaboration with a surprise. Before we dive into the world of retrospectives, let me tell you about Creately. Creately is a visual collaboration platform that helps teams ideate, plan, and execute all their work. Teams use Creately to brainstorm, visualize ideas, map processes, plan, and run projects together with its smart visual canvas. We've been around since 2008, trusted by over 10 million users around the world. Some of our key customers are NASA, Soho, Netflix, Facebook, and PayPal. We are thrilled to have glowing reviews from top SaaS platforms around the world. We recently got awarded leadership accolades by G2 for diagramming and visual collaboration. This shows how much customers love us. Now, let's see a short video on how you could run a retro meeting using Creately.
Good retrospectives allow teams to reflect on recent work, celebrate victories, and uncover areas for improvement. They're a great way to supercharge your collaboration and ensure continuous improvement. But many times, that weekly retro feels more like a chore than a productivity booster. To make retros fun, engaging, and useful, everyone needs to feel like they have a seat at the table. A retrospective template on Creately is a great way to get the whole team together on a single visual canvas. It's an interactive space where teams can reflect, gather data, uncover insights, and plan ahead. Teams start by grabbing stickies and filling in what went well, the problems they faced, and things they wish they could do differently. Each sticky can have additional data attached to provide more context and have all the relevant details available for a discussion. Teams can jump on a video call straight from the template to have more open and free-flowing discussions. The template allows you to keep all project information together, so teams can refer to it as a single source of truth. The canvas lets teams move things around, vote on important topics, and choose what needs to be discussed in further detail. What's cool about Creately Retros is that after you gather the information, you can assign people to tasks, track progress, and have follow-ups without leaving the canvas. Once you have identified action items, you can convert them to cards and place them on Kanbans directly. Link to previous retros so your whole team stays aligned to what's going on, so you can look back, improve, and move forward together.
All right. So I sure hope there were some good takeaways from the video into how Creately could be applied, where Creately comes into play when conducting a successful retrospective for your team. So with that, I'm going to touch a bit about what retrospectives really exist for, and I'm going to try and show you why it's such a crucial component to be included as part of your team's operations. So, by essence, when you talk about looking at something in retrospect, it means you're looking back on what has been done for a specific iteration or for a specific sprint. So, when a team holds a meeting to discuss the tasks, goals, and the success stories in retrospect, it means you're essentially looking back at what has been done right and what has not been done right. So, why this is important, I'm sure you all know, because when a team gets together and discusses all this, it's important that this highlights mistakes that they've made so you can learn from it. It highlights success stories that they've achieved so far so you can build up on it. And you can also find ways to better yourselves in the future while always keeping your eye on the ball and achieving the goals that you have for yourself and also as a team. Now, the primary purpose as to why you should run a retrospective meeting, it could very simply be broken down into five different parts, which is reflect, discuss, identify opportunities for improvement, action planning, and continuous improvement. So, if I'm going to take on the first pointer, reflecting. Of course, when team members sit together, you can review the recent work and the outcomes of those work that you've achieved during a specific time frame. And then we discuss what went well and what didn't go well for a specific time period. And you obviously work on and highlight on the issues or challenges that you faced while working on that specific task. Then you identify an opportunity for improvement. So when you discuss as a team, you collaboratively get to know which what kind of strengths and weaknesses your team members have, right? And it obviously helps you to enhance your existing work processes by bringing in all the strengths onto the table, communicating with everyone, collaborating with everyone, and as a result just making sure that your overall work performance is at a higher level than it was the previous week. Action planning. Now, just because you identify areas of improvement, just because you reflected or discussed, it does not mean that you can just forget about that meeting and move forward to the next one. What is important is that certain actionable items come off of this, tasks come off of this, and is assigned to different people, and they've got to address these issues before the next meeting comes around. This is how you can implement changes in your existing work and make things better in the future. And of course, continuous improvement. The goal of any business organization is to foster a culture where their employees continuously keep improving so the team can make adjustments to their work practices, better themselves, aim to become more efficient, effective, and also finally just be satisfied with the work that they're doing. So retro meetings, which is short for retrospectives, it is a universal concept that's been there, that's been around here for quite some time. Now, different teams across continents, they could involve various techniques or exercises outside of a structured format. But what's important at the end of the day, the sole purpose of running a retro meeting is to make sure that everyone's voice is heard. Open and honest communication is encouraged and that everybody gets to contribute within the team. So, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Mili while he tries to bust a myth that has been tied on to retrospectives for quite a long time. Mili?
Thank you, Lethonkie, for sharing a lot of valuable information about running retros. So when it comes to retros, a lot of things, times, a lot of customers and folks say to us that retros aren't for them. Those are for only tech teams and product teams. Well, today we are going to bust that myth and say how it's going to affect all teams across. We've selected 4 examples across a variety of teams in any industry. So, and find out how it's beneficial for any team to run retros. For marketing teams, a retro meeting is like a secret weapon. They talk about what worked and what didn't in past projects. and use that to improve their marketing game. It's all about teamwork, communication, and ensuring successful future campaigns. A retro helps boost customer service teams. It lets you look back, find what worked, admit where we fell short, and use this wisdom to improve support. Here, the teamwork is key for happy customers, and we all know how important happy customers are. And when it comes to design teams, a retro meeting is a secret for them to get better. They huddle up, talk about past projects, what designs worked, what didn't, and use that info to keep creating amazing content. It's all about teamwork and perfecting future designs. When it comes to event teams, a retro meeting is like a backstage pass for event planners to succeed. They gather, discuss past events, budgets, promotions, audience, and use that to make future events better for all attendees. The goal here is to measure event success. For that, Creately, we walk the talk. We use Creately for our weekly retrospectives across all our teams: ads, sales, marketing, development, and support teams. And we've been able to accomplish multiple projects by just following retros and improving our processes. It's our secret to staying aligned and preparing for the week ahead. These cool examples show that any team can benefit from running retrospectives. Learning from the past and crushing it in the future is the name of the game. Again, to strengthen the myth, I hope you now understand that retros are useful for any team. I'll now hand over to Retonki.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mili. So I am going to now walk you through a quick tour on how Creately could be used as the most informative, intuitive, and engaging canvas out there for you to run a successful retrospective meeting. Let me go ahead and open up the Creately workspace right here. Okay, so what you're seeing on the screen is a blank canvas. And as you can see, I've put in a couple diagrams there. When I zoom in and zoom out, you'll see that I've put a product roadmap, a process map, and also a concept map right on top. The process of panning in and out is quite easy. So let me just go ahead and rename the workspace as well. You can rename it to anything you want. Just going to stick with retro meeting for week 4, September. And I'm going to go ahead and select the template that I want. So the template section, when you open it up, you'll notice that it's a repository of about 1,000 different templates that has been specially curated according to industry standards. They're colorful, they're very informative. So on the left-hand side, you'll notice that these templates have been divided or categorized according to specific use cases like brainstorming and things like that, and also according to the different divisions or departments you have in your company. I'm going to go ahead and search for the template that I want. Since we're talking about retrospectives, I'm going to go ahead with that. You'll notice that there's about 6 different retrospective templates that pop up right there. Just going to add the second retrospective template that we have and close the menu right there. All right, so just to show you a complete extent of the template that we have at hand, you'll notice how extensive it is, basically. So just to get started, you'll notice how Creately has gone that extra mile to put in some basic instructions for you that you can follow when working on this template. And what you're seeing right here are sticky notes or data cards, in other words, that can carry a lot of data tied onto those cards. All you need to do is just drag and drop it onto these blank sections. And on our template, we focused on what went well this week, what problems did we face, what could be done differently, and discussion topics. Of course, once the action item has been decided upon during the meeting, you can then move it to a popular project management tool, which is Kanban boards. And then that card or that action item can progress along the to-do sections. You don't have to stick to the same shapes. You can change the shapes from the shapes panel. You can edit the text. You can also change colors. We've got quite an extensive color palette available. There's tech, glam, and pex, all those different colors there. So yeah, you can go ahead and stick onto those colors as well. So one thing that I do need to focus on is the resource center. This allows you to link up if you want to conduct a meeting through Teams, Zoom, or Google Meet, you can just link it up there so attendees could join right from there. And then also right at the bottom, you'll see the different Google Docs, Google Slides, and the Word documents or whatever, focusing on the board presentations, the cost breakdowns, any reference points that you need to bring in there, you can link it up there. And also the link to last week's retro meeting, you can go ahead and add the hyperlink. All you need to do is just copy the URL of the workspace and have it placed there, so that anybody who wants to reference to the last week's points could just be taken to that new workspace. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to start with the template. On my wins section, let me just take that sticky note away. On my wins section, I'm going to go ahead with a win recorded for the sales team. Sales conversions for the month of September has been increased by 25%. So this is an update by sales. I'm just going to make sure that sales is written right underneath, and just going to go ahead and try and bold that text so it's easy for you to read. So you'll notice that there's a lot of text formatting options available as well. I'm going to zoom it in right there. And then I'm going to go into one of our valuable options called shape data. You'll notice that this is a fully fledged word editor that gives you the capability to type in anything that you want related to that specific data card. So I'm just going to go ahead and just paste some text there just to show you how it works, and go ahead with the /. That's how you can access all of the options available on this note section. There's numbered lists, bulleted lists, there's tables, you can upload files, do all that. So there's a lot of good things that you can do. You can add a table, you can remove or add columns, delete columns, and also you can upload files. Anything that you want to upload, pictures, whatever it is, up to 5 megabytes, you can go ahead, browse it from your laptop and add it there. So I'm going to show you how it is tied to a data card now. As you can see, when I just hover near the card, everything that I've typed up just pops up at the bottom of the card. I can click on the pencil icon, go back to editing as well. All right, so that it's that easy to work with Creately, and it's quite helpful for you to catch on to real fast. So now I'm going to show you how you can assign this to a specific person in your team. If you've got an action item, all you need to do is go ahead with the / again, click on add role. This automatically opens up the task assigning portal, and you can go ahead and add role owner, and you can say assign members. Everybody who has access to your platform would pop up there. You can set up a due date from your calendar, and EST is basically to put in an estimated number of hours taken to complete that task, and you can close that shape data panel. Now, once I do that, I go to the 3 lines option in the corner right there. That's the tasks option. When I click there, since my current retrospectives is running under a folder called test, when I click on that card, you'll notice that it has already been created. When I click on the task, everything that I've just typed on linked to that particular card will pop up right there. All right. So as the person who's working on this particular task, when you hit on complete, it moves on to the done section, and you can immediately see it that it has been completed. So as the person who has been assigned the task, you will be notified through the alert section, the bell icon right there. As the person who's assigning the task, you can keep track of it through this panel right here and see what's been completed already and things like that. I'm just going to close it and take it away from there. And what else do I have to show you? All right. Okay. So one other thing that I do want to tell you is once you do finish up an action item or you've agreed upon an action item, like I said before, Kanban boards are a popular project management tool. You pull up the card onto that and just let it progress through the different stages of when you complete your task. To do, doing, done, let it move. And you'll notice how that sticky note immediately changed shape and just stuck onto the card, the done section right there. So this is the data section that's tied up onto the card. It gives you everything, all the information about the card, like the title, the tags, the people, all that. Just for today's purpose, I'm just going to drag it back to the to-do column and focus on a couple of other features that is important for you to get to know about Creately. All right, so once you've finished up this template, if you need to export it out of Creately, there are a couple different formats that you can do it from. This PDF, CSV, all that. And talking about sharing capabilities, you can go on to collaborator settings and set it up for specific users, or you can set it up for anyone at your company with the link or anyone at your company. All right. And if you set up specific users, go onto the collaborator section, invite them, type their email address on that field right there. All right. Just going to go ahead with my email address for now and define the role. Are they going to be an editor? or are they going to be a viewer? So editors typically have the option to make changes on the workspace. Viewers can't really do that. And you can click on invite. So when you click on invite, that immediately triggers an email notification back to their inboxes. They can access the workspace through the link available. And also, the interesting thing for a viewer is, although they cannot really, make any changes on the workspace, they can leave comments for the editors to work on. So from the comments bubble, you can just add a comment anywhere you want, just drop it anywhere, and the comment section would just be there. And people could come and work on the comments that have been assigned to them. Also, we've got folder options. So if you want to, you can run multiple folders in Creately, and you're not going to run out of space, obviously. You can create a specific folder to run retrospectives and have multiple workspaces for each week maintained inside this folder. So it's all going to make your life more easier because it's quick reference. All right. I think I've covered almost everything that I did want to show you about the template itself and about the other features that supports your work on Creately. Yep. I think that should be all. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pass it back to Mili to discuss about what should not be done when working with a retrospective meeting. Mili?
Thank you, Lethonkie. Two words that usually customers say when we showcase this product demo: intuitive and super awesome. Exactly that. And coming back to the topic, what's not to do in a retrospective? So there are a few things that we should be not doing in when you're running a retrospective. Number one, when we do retrospectives, we leave the blame game behind. We don't want it to be a blame prioritized event. We want it to be a relaxed gathering where we talk, solve things together, and improve without any drama or finger pointing. Secondly, we always start with some fun. An icebreaker is the secret to get everyone in the mood and help people connect, to create a relaxed atmosphere so for the meeting to flow smoothly. And then we make plans throughout the event. We brainstorm steps, prioritize, and ensure everyone knows their role for teamwork to continue and success. A mentor of mine once said, teamwork makes the dreams work. Finally, everyone's welcome at the retrospective. No matter where you are, whether you are at the office, home, or far, feel free to join, share your thoughts, and help the meeting a success. Now, Letonki is going to share you how Creately can help you do that.
All right, thanks, Billy. So we know that there's a current trend of a hybrid business setting that organizations all around practice, right? So we've got people joining into team meetings, maybe remotely from different time zones across continents sometimes. And we've also got people actually reporting to work, sitting down at their workplace and doing their work. But when it comes to brainstorming, during these online meetings, taking notes, converting those ideas into a business process flow or action items. Um, you know, when you take all these, points, a visual collaboration tool, it can do wonders for you. Now, some of you might have already used tools like Creately before, and you've got the experience in how your life becomes so much more easier automatically. But you would also know that if you've got a fairly bigger team, let's say about 50 to 100 people, the cost paid on these plans are quite hefty because you are charged per every team member. Now, Creately has come up with a solution for this. We've come up with an all new plan that allows all of your team members, whether 5 or 500, to join the platform on a single account or a single plan. So this allows you to bring in the ideas and opinions of all of your team members and make sure that everyone's contributing. So here's the good news. For all the people that we've got here, we've introduced a special coupon code that you can find right here on the slide. So everyone who's interested in learning more about the plan itself or simply understanding how Creately could be applied to making your work life easier, you can just reach out to us, drop us an email through sales@creately.com. The email address should be also showing on the slide. If you're looking to make a purchase using this code before the 30th of September, you will automatically be eligible for a 20% discount off of our regular prices. So just to walk you through about what the plan offers, this provides toolkits and templates, an extensive set of templates and toolkits that could be used not just by one or two divisions in your company. It's widespread. Your IT department can use it, your HR department can use it, your product department can use it, your design teams, anybody who wants to use a collaboration tool for their diagramming and business process creation purposes. You've got a template that somewhere in Creately that you could find. I assure you of that. And also, we've got a couple of integrations that we support through this plan. We've got a very recent integration that we've set up with Microsoft Teams. So while you're doing a call through Microsoft, you can actually pull up a Creately workspace and start collaborating in real time. We've also got an integration with Slack and with Jira and a couple of other providers. But if you do need an integration on request, we could also work on that for you. And I should also add, Creately is quite serious when it comes to data security. So we're currently SOC 2 certified, and we also hold the ISO 27001 certification. For those of you joining in from the EU region, we're also GDPR compliant, and we offer regional data residency. So that's everything that I wanted to sum up about this plan. Mili?
Thank you, Lethonkie. That was quite really very informative. And let me see if we have any questions to take. Oh, I have one question coming offline. Let's see what it is. How has using Creately impact your team's retrospectives? Okay, I believe we've covered this throughout Lethonkie's presentation anyway, but let me share how summarize it up. So as Lethonkie shared earlier, it helps you have everything in a single place. Everybody connects together, regardless of where you are. You could be home, you could be afar, you could be traveling. You are joining from anywhere around the world. That's how Creately has helped us to improve our services. We don't have to worry about where we are. We could be on the move, we could be stationed. So regardless of where we are, we could join our team retro and contribute. We have one tomorrow, in fact, and where we'll be discussing how successful this event was. So I'm looking forward to that event for tomorrow. So this running retros in Creately has helped us immensely to make our team successful. Let's see if we have any more questions coming up. If not, we could move to the next section. Yeah. All right. So it seems we don't have any questions. So that's a wrap for today's live event. We hope you've all gained valuable insights into the world of retros. To conclude, let me share a quote by Diana Larson from the famous book on Agile Retrospectives. Retrospectives are a universal tool for continuous improvement, helping teams of all kinds to learn, adapt, and excel. Now, that's something to tell about. We hope you start using retrospectives with your team. If you want to learn more about using retrospectives in your team, reach out to us at sales@creative.com. We'd be happy to guide you and your team. I hope to see you in another exciting event like this. Follow Creately on LinkedIn to get more latest news about what we are working on and what we are up to. We are happy to get you on board for the next event as well. Thank you all. I wish you all a good rest of the day. Ciao.
Thank you.